Hello everyone. Welcome back. It's time for another one. Today, our first interview is going to be with a class that many people have told me since I started playing the game to not make. But also, many people have told me, play it. It's possible that this class, from what I've experienced, has one of the strongest divides in the player base. You got the people who only care about the meta, and then you got the people who care more about the fun. For those of you who've been around long enough, you will know that this class was actually the first class that I really wanted to make after looking through, because it kind of fits the class that I like the most in Lost Ark. And for a long time, it has been a very, very, very close top contender for what I was gonna make next. Yeah, you're right. I literally bought NX to fit this character's theme when the Steam market was up. It's still just sitting in my Steam inventory because I haven't made the character yet. Anyway, without further ado, we have the most, absolutely, undeniably, the most handsome Phantom main in the entire game. It is Fermo. Yup. Yo.
Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up?
What up, bro?
I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
Wait, why?
Nah, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, there's no way you're more nervous for this than for, like, the prog you've been doing for the last week. Before anything, I usually just get everyone to show off what they think is, like, some cool shit that the class can do. And you can explain it, you can not explain it.
Okay. I got you. I actually have a few things for you today.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, some of them might be known by the community. Others, I don't think it will.
Okay.
So first things first. If you were to main Phantom, you get access to your own.
Where'd you go?
Private jet.
Oh shit.
Yup.
Damn.
Lumiere,
so Phantom's
bro.
just like rich as hell.
It's literally the Batman of the Maple World, dog. And so with this jet, you can go to any station in the Maple World. Unfortunately, you can't go to Grandis, but it can take you anywhere. It's kind of useless, but it's a pretty cool thing to have.
Okay.
If we were 10 years ago and you were just starting the game. The second thing that you get as a Phantom main is that you get your one-of-a-kind Rolls Royce. They break it up between two mounts. I don't know why, but yeah.
Oh shit!
Dog.
Wait, he's rich as hell.
Yup.
Okay. What's the other one look like?
Oh, the other one is, it's just a little bit more of a, I don't know, like,
oh, it's okay.
1970s. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so you get those two, like, amazing perks, right?
Yeah.
Which is obviously a lot of FD. But then the next thing that I want to show, this is a little more technical. Okay, so there's two more things that I wanted to show. The first one is, I'm sure you've probably heard of this. Phantom is very popular for parties to buff them before they go into a boss, right?
Yep.
One thing that a lot of people don't know, actually, and then maybe we can try this out. Are you? Shit, I don't have you added. Where are you right now in Maple?
I'm in Grandis somewhere, but I can go wherever. I'm not doing anything.
You want to come to Erev channel 12?
Yeah.
Yes, it's where the big pony bird thing is.
Channel 12.
Yep. Okay. So, Phantom became very popular because we can share our skills with you before you go into a boss.
Yep.
One thing that a lot of people don't know is if you have a Phantom in the same party with you, and I just sent you a party invite.
Oh shit, my bad.
No, you're good. So, people will often get the Phantom buffs, right? And then they're about to come off CD. So you get that one, and then you get those 3 for the most part. If you have like a mage, you'll get meditation.
Okay.
But the point of this trick is that if you are partying with a phantom, your phantom can actually give you the buffs, leave your party, and then I can swap back to my own skills. And then if I join your party again, you actually don't lose those buffs. And then I can also give you an additional one.
Okay.
So that's a pretty neat trick that I don't feel like it's that well known even within the Phantom community. So you know, if people are playing Phantom and they're trying to min clear the bosses, this is something that's pretty neat. It's gonna get changed in the future because we're getting a potion that basically gives you kind of like the Wild Hunter treatment.
Okay.
So it's not as bad for us as it was for Wild Hunter, because you know we can obviously still benefit from the potion, because I'm not myself getting the buffs, you're getting the buffs, or like all my other party members are getting the buffs. But with this potion, I'm also getting the buffs. So contrary to what happened with Wild Hunter, I'm actually also getting, I guess, a benefit of this potion. But I think that's a pretty neat trick. That I don't think it's that well known within the Phantom community.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's one more, and this one is fresh out of the oven, bro. I do not think that, like, if there's any Phantom out there that says that they know this, I promise you it's probably only 1 or 2. So Phantom has a pretty weird quirk within our kit, which basically makes certain skills put us in attack stance within the wind up and then the end of the animation. Those 2 skills are Luck of the Draw and Ace in the Hole. Now, Luck of the Draw was pretty well known because back in the day, our 3-minute burst skill, which is this one, Luck of the Draw, used to last 7 seconds. So you had time within your burst to swap rings. So we would do a burst with Roar, and then mid Luck of the Draw, you'd be able to swap your ring before the timer went off. Since then, they've reduced this to a 5 seconds, so you can no longer do that. But you can still do it with another skill of Phantoms. And this can be a little bit sweaty, but it works sometimes.
Okay.
Results may vary. Okay. Let me summon that. Okay. So this skill over here, Ace in the Hole, also has the same gimmick as Luck of the Draw. So the moment you throw Ace,
Not your day, huh?
the timer will start running down, and you can see that the skill is hitting, but I can still the timer is going down. I don't know if you're able to see that on the side.
Okay.
Here, like I'll throw it,
I love a good trick.
and then if I try to swap, you see that the timer is going down.
Yeah.
So if you get lucky and Ace takes a while to bounce around, you can actually swap your ring.
Okay.
To then continue to like have like pretty high uptime on specific bosses. So yeah, that's another cool quirk that this class can do. I didn't want to show like burst or like different skills because I feel like we're gonna go into that stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
For the burst and the DPM and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of like focus on other things that are not, I guess, as well known.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so this guy's rich as hell. He drives a Rolls Royce. He's got his own private jet.
Yep. You can be whoever you want.
And he's got some sweaty combat tricks.
Yep.
And he's buffing the shit out of his party. Okay. Pretty good.
The only thing you're lacking is self-damage, but you know. You make that up with the hands. That's the goal.
Okay. All right, well, before we go into the class, do you want to give like an introduction on yourself and what got you started playing Maple, when you started playing, any like personal achievements or whatever that you might want to highlight?
Yeah, sure. So I started playing Maple in 2008, and it it was inconsistent. So I think I first found out about the game. I played a hero class back in the day. They had this like green tiger scream ability. I can't remember the name of it, but it was pretty iconic. And I played for like 2 years, and then I stopped. And then I came back in 2012 when Phantom was released. And I like, dude, I instantly fell in love with the class. In my opinion, it's got the best lore out of every single like Maple class out there.
Okay.
Phantom single-handedly, by the way, literally kills Lotus, and then almost kills Orchid. If you're familiar with the Maple lore.
I do know who Orchid is, but
Yeah. So Phantom actually used to date one of the Cygnus, the Empress. Her name was Arya, which is one of the pretty big memes of Phantom. Like you'll see Arya is displayed all over.
I'll never forget you.
I don't know if you can hear the voice line.
he said, "I'll never forget you."
Yeah. He's basically like a sad boy.
Did she
Lover
die?
boy top class. Yeah. So
Oh damn.
she's trying to like fight for peace, and then Lotus and Orchid set her up on a trap, and they kill her. And then once he finds out about this, he turns to the good side
Shit.
and literally goes and one-shots Lotus.
Damn vengeance.
And yup. So Batman of Maplestory, bro, like literally. And that's why like Lotus gets like picked up by like whatever the doctor is, and then he gets turned into like a machine or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
But no, I've been playing Phantom since 2012. I've dabbled with other classes here and there. I think the closest I've ever been to not playing Phantom was back when Nightwalkers were able to jump attack. I think I'm like one of the 3 people that like actually enjoyed Thicket Keys on Nightwalker. But yeah, no, I mean, dude, I think you covered it at the beginning. I love the playstyle more than I care about the damage. I think that's something that's always gonna fluctuate.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like just getting into like a class. By the time that you get to like an end game perspective, the class is gonna be completely different, and the meta is gonna be completely different. So I always shy away from making a decision based on just raw damage output alone, and I just look at the playstyle.
Do you find yourself like having some sort of favoritism for, I guess, just like heroes that use like enchanted magic cards? Like, were you a big Gambit fan?
Oh, dude, I loved Gambit. Like, I'm about that like smooth, suave, cool persona.
Yeah.
With,
Okay.
like, characters and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You need to make an Arcana.
Yep, no, it's on the checklist, bro. It's on the checklist. But in terms of like achievements and stuff, I've never been super pushy on that. I think this is probably the closest I've ever been to pushing like extreme like end game content. I am almost breaking 100k converted. I'm 99.5k.
Okay.
At the moment. I think my biggest achievement, honestly, it's probably soloing Black Mage before 6th Job and all this stuff came out.
Okay. W.
And it was a 54-minute run.
Holy shit, bro! I can't even live 10 minutes. What the?
Yeah, I was pretty proud about that, bro. It was back when like the practice mode wasn't even a thing, so you could only enter Black Mage 3 times a day. And I ran that shit for a week straight until I cleared.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of keys. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was farming for a while.
Damn, Phantom Goat. All right. Well, let's get into it then about the class. Let's talk about the damage first. So, if you can, I actually don't even know. Are you more of a burst damage class or more of a DPM class?
It's definitely a lot more DPM oriented.
Okay.
The origin is pretty fat. It quite literally doubles my BA.
Oh shit, okay.
So you know, there's a lot of memes out there that there are 6-minute classes. Phantom would probably be one of those classes that fits that criteria.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to show off a burst?
Yeah, sure.
And maybe just like give us a rundown of like what skills you're pressing that are doing like the majority of the damage.
Okay. Shit, I should have wore my continuous.
No, you're good. You're
before.
good. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I guess I can just do like one quick burst without cont, and then if we do another one, I guess do you want me to wait or?
It's completely up to you. You can wait it out if you want.
Okay, because there is a way for me to like I can burst with roar just for the sake of like not standing still, but there is a way of bursting with cont that is extremely min-maxy.
Would you normally burst with Conton?
Yeah. Phantom is for 90% of the cases a cont-driven class.
Okay.
Yeah,
just wait for it then, and then.
Okay.
That way you can show off, I guess,
Yeah.
like hitting certain skills inside the actual like buff window, right?
Yep, exactly. There are like a few cases, like specific bosses, right, where like you can ring swap and stuff. Some people, if you're like very like min like clear speed on Lotus, there are strategies to like triple and even quad ring swap on P1 for Lotus.
Damn. Okay.
Or if you're playing like a boss and you're not like super like comfortable playing the boss mechanics, you can just play, you know, the regular bind burst meta. So obviously roar would probably give you a bigger dip on your damage, but for the most part, yes, you want to just rock cont.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll burst without Freud's because I guess does it really matter if I do you want me to use Freud's or not?
Well, you would just use it for the boss damage, right?
Yeah. For
You
the
would just hit boss
damage.
damage on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to burst with it, but we can talk about Freud's like in the rotation section later.
Okay. Cool. All right. So that's charged. Then let me do this. Phantom's mark stacked. Okay. Cool. So I'm just gonna do it. So initially you want to throw every time before I burst. So Phantom is a class that basically you have a lot of like low CD skills, right? So you want to find pockets as you're bursting to squeeze in as much as you can of like one skill or the other. So one thing that I do right before I burst is I let go of this skill, Ace in the Hole, which is the one skill that I was talking about earlier. This skill goes on cooldown the moment that I press it, and it takes a second to proc. Like it'll bounce around a couple of times on a specific target, and then it'll explode. So usually I just want to use Phantoms or Ace in the Hole first. I'll buff up, and then I'll use the rest of my kit. I'll do it really quickly, and then I'll explain it.
Okay.
But basically, it'll look something like this.
Love a good trick.
And then I'll use Tempest, Rosé, this, and then I'll use my 3-minute burst. The reason why I did that and I didn't use my 3-minute burst off the ship is you see Last Resort, it just ended as the moment that my 3-minute burst ended, and then Cont was up for the entire duration of that.
Okay.
So because the way that Cont works, there is about like 4 seconds that the ring will be off, like it won't be procced.
Yeah.
So you usually want to wait in between your origin, use Tempest, and then start your Luck of the Draw the moment that Cont is about to proc, so that you maxed out the damage. Because if you start using Luck of the Draw when Cont is down, you're missing a pretty significant amount of damage.
Okay.
And then Tempest is one of the skills that you can actually CD skip. So it's pretty good to kind of put your low CD skills on cooldown earlier as you're bursting. That way, once you're done with most of the burst rotation, those skills will be back up, and you can kind of just keep going into the same rotation.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess I'll explain now what sort of like my skills do, what like does the most damage, and all that good stuff. If that's okay, or
Yeah, sure.
How
Yeah.
do you wanna? Okay. All right. So first things first. Obviously, Phantom is a thief class, so we get access to Last Resort, which is one of the best burst skills in the game. It's basically like a glass cannon type skill. So you get hit 30% more. So everything does 30% more damage to you, but then you get 30% more FD.
Yep.
It's on a 2-second. It's on a 2-stack way. So the first stack gives you part of the buff, and then if you proc it again, it'll reduce the cooldown by half, and then it'll give you the remainder FD, but also the X's and damage taken. If you right click it, you can make it so that it goes instantly to the second stack instead of having to press it twice.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Last Resort is still one of those skills that if you press it again, you turn it off. So it's definitely a thing where you're mid boss, and then sometimes if you happen to fat finger it, you know, it
just ends early.
GG's from there. Yeah, it just ends early, and you miss out on a lot of FD.
Yeah.
But okay, aside from that, like I said, Phantom's a class that has a lot of like low CD skills. So I think if I were to like break it into pieces, there's 10-second skills, and then there's 30-second skills.
Okay.
So your 10-second skills are basically Ace in the Hole and Tempest.
Okay.
Ace in the Hole is one of the biggest damage dealers in the whole kit that Phantom has. Like, it does 8 ton of damage on a full rotation and also on your burst rotation.
Okay.
So this skill is like extremely important. You want to make sure that you're using Ace every moment that it comes out. The way that Ace works is it basically has sort of like a 2 proc. So you can use it normally and it'll bounce. And then once it reaches the maximum amount of bounces, it'll just explode like you just saw.
Yeah.
But then also, if you press it and then you like hold down when you press it, it'll do this. And basically that's more so used for small burst windows. So like if you're fighting a boss that TPs a lot and the bind is coming off CD and then he like flies or does whatever and it makes it so that Ace can't hit him, maybe that's an area where you want to proc it. It's never the case because this skill like auto targets on a boss. Mm-hmm. So it's very much so like if you think of like,
if you face right and press it, is it going to go to the target? Is it going to go to the boss?
No, you have to be facing the target.
Okay.
Yeah, you always have to be facing the target, and it can be up, it can be above or below you, but you have to be looking at the target.
Okay.
So you almost never use this part of the skill. Some people use it for like mobbing, but I honestly don't think that you'd want to do that because Phantom has enough AoE where you don't have to sweat that much for using this. And then Tempest, this is your mastery 2, so this is your spinning an attack. Because it is a 4th job skill, you can actually CD skip. So this is where we enter into the whole cooldown hat and then CD skip part of the game. So maybe Phantom is one of those classes that benefits greatly from cooldown reduction and then also from CD skip. I don't know how familiar you are with cooldown reduction, but the most like dumbed down way of explaining it is that like skill cooldown gets affected until the 10-second mark, and then from the 10-second mark below, so if a skill reaches 10 seconds of cooldown, every like second below it, so if you get 1 second extra of cooldown, it won't be a full second. I think it's like 0.3 milliseconds that you get of reduction on the skill, but it's still like it's extremely valuable on Phantom. So I guess those are your like 10-second skills, so Ace and then Tempest, and then you have 30-second skills, which are Phantom's Mark and then Rift Break, and you also have your Rose Finale, which is a hyper. It's this one right here, and then Rift Break and Phantom's Mark are both 5th job skills.
Okay.
So Rose is a skill that got recently buffed by N4. So before it used to be pretty bad, but now it's not only is it good, but it's also a pretty like cool looking skill.
Okay.
It's not really a summon per se, because as you can see, it expires. But it'll stay for a moment and then it'll continuously hit the target at like specific intervals. And then again, like everything else in our kit, it gets affected by skill cooldown. So very important to have that on not only on your hat, but like, you know, if you have like Mercedes and stuff like that, like that's very important for Phantoms, like damage output.
What should you have on it, like as a new Phantom player? What should you aim for on your hat to like get started?
Okay, so if it's like a brand new account, I think settling with -2 and 1 line of stat, it's completely fine.
Okay.
But then as you progress more into shit, if I were to put like a checkpoint, I feel like if you're starting to like if you're almost lived, I feel like by that point you should start focusing on having a like -4 is massive for Phantom. Like
Okay.
3 line, like triple prime, 39% hat versus like a -4 with no stat. -4 still beats triple line stat. So
Okay.
it sways pretty hard into the skill cooldown. Okay, and then we have Phantom's Mark and Rift Break. So Phantom's Mark, it's very straightforward. It's a little bit outdated in terms of like how the skill is explained, but it'll basically throw you in a direction towards the boss, and it's an iframe skill, but it's only an iframe after the TP happens. So if I use it here and something hits me as the skill is being casted, I'm getting hit. Or if I TP and there's something in here, that's gonna hit me. So Phantom gets like memed on a lot because we have so many iframes, but the reality is, and I might be biased, our iframes are they're good, but they're not that great.
Okay.
And so the way that Phantom's Mark works is, you see that right now, if you can see my X button, there's no number on it, right? But if I'm hitting a boss, you see that it'll go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So to not go into like many specifics, it doesn't matter what number it is unless it's 7. So if I had to explain it, it's like, instead of looking at it from 1 to 7, it should just be 0 or 1.
Okay.
So Phantom's Mark, the way that it works is it puts a debuff. So you can see it on top of the boss. This debuff, I think it lasts 30 seconds, if I'm not mistaken.
Is the number, I can't really tell, is the number over the boss the same as the number on the button?
It'll be, so if you have 0 stacks, it'll be the same as the boss. But see, like right now I hit it again after the buff expired, and it's 1 instead of 6. Which is
and
what
you
I
have 6 on the button. Okay. So it's...
Yeah. So it does, that's what I'm saying, like it's not really like super updated in that regard.
Okay.
But the part that's important here is if the boss doesn't have the debuff on and you don't have the 7 stacks, you can't use the skill. So like I'm pressing X and Phantom's Mark is not going off.
Okay.
So you want to have either 7 stacks on you in order to use the skill, or if the boss has the debuff on top of him, you can use Phantom's Mark. It might be a little bit confusing.
Like even if he has 1 stack on top of him, you can use it?
Even if it has 1 stack, you can use it, yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, like the way that it, like the stacks work, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's very outdated. I don't even know why it's still a thing.
So and the stacks don't do anything aside from allow you to use the skill?
Correct. Yeah, like right now I have 7, and if the buff goes away, I can use Phantom's Mark because I had 7 stacks. It's very silly.
Okay.
Extremely silly, yeah. Then the second skill, which you always want to use these 2 in conjunction. So if you're using Rift Break, you pop Phantom's Mark at the same cooldown so that, you know, they're coming up at the same cadence, right?
Yeah.
And then Rift Break, this is what it looks like. It's pretty neat. It just does a shitload of lines. And yeah, you want to use them at the same time, okay? So the thing here with Rift Break is if you hold down, very similarly to what you can do with Ace, Rift Break will actually start TPing you across the map. So let's say that there's like a lot of like mobs around. If I hold down and press Rift Break, it's gonna do 7 dashes across every targetable like mob in the area, and it's just gonna keep like teleporting me around.
Okay.
So that's like a cool gimmick. You're never gonna use that again. It's
Are you iframe during that or like no?
no. You can absolutely get one-shotted with
Okay.
this. Yeah. So yeah, you never want to use that, but yeah, basically like if you're just DPMing the boss, like your rotation would look something like this. So like you throw Ace, you Phantom's Mark, Rift Break, Rose, hold Tempest, and then you hold your Hurricane skill until either of your skills are back up. So Ace is back up, hold Ace, then Tempest is gonna come back up, then you hold Tempest.
Okay.
And it's, see, I skipped it right there, then you throw everything out. But yeah, that's pretty much what the rotation looks like.
Okay, so if we go back to talking about the burst specifically, what skills are doing the most damage? Just all 4 of those, the two 10-second cooldowns and the 2 30-seconds?
So no, so in like a 30-second BA, the skills are probably going to be doing the most damage are going to be Ace, Tempest, Luck of the Draw is going to be in there. Obviously my Origin will be in it if if it's a 6-minute. But then my mark, so Phantom has, like many other classes, it's got this like deck. So you see it right here.
Yep.
So that skill, every time I do an attack, it throws 1 card. So it's not per line, it's per attack.
Okay.
Okay. And that gets also used up while I'm bursting. So if I do my 3-minute burst,
Let's test your luck.
it shoots out cards, but then you see it's also shooting out the red ones.
Yep.
So every time this deck hits 40, it'll dish out like a shit ton of damage.
Okay.
So to put it into like simpler terms, the skills that do the most damage for Phantom are obviously your 3-minute burst, Ace, Tempest, your marks. And then we also got a pretty new skill, which is M4. And it's kind of like a bursty portion to our marks. It's a little bit annoying right now. It's kind of like buggy. But basically, like if I press it, it'll turn my deck into this like blue mode. And it'll give me 80 cards to use. And they basically just do a lot more damage than my like regular cards. And then once the 80 cards get used, it'll just go back to your regular deck.
Okay.
Yeah, the way that this interacts with your burst though is you saw there that I only had 80 cards. If I use Luck of the Draw, and after using Luck of the Draw I use this, I get double the amount of cards. So I get 160 instead of 80.
Okay.
Yeah, so this skill is also pretty big.
And that's a 1-minute cooldown.
Yes, which gets affected by CDs.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So there's actually a lot more skills than or a lot more sources of damage than what I expected.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're weaving. I wouldn't say Phantom, it's not like Cadena type of like difficulty or like Blaster, but there's just like a lot of like micromanagement, and if you miss your windows, you're missing out on a lot of damage because we are a DPM class, right?
Yeah, okay.
So like for example, like right now as it stands, you can actually get 3 terms and conditions and L'Amour cards every 3-minute rotations, but you have like a very small window to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 2-second or 3-second window for me. So if L'Amour comes up and 4 seconds go by and I don't press it, L'Amour's gonna be a second delayed by the time that Local Draw comes up. So you have to press everything as soon as it's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of performance then, how would you rate Phantom's burst?
If it's the 6-minute, okay, are you grading these by like Ori or non-Ori, or is it just straight up the whole thing.
I mean, if the Ori makes a really big difference, then you can give it like 2 different ratings if you want. Yeah, we haven't really specified.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So I think if it's Ori Burst, off the rip, I would probably say it'll be somewhere in the B tier. I feel like it'll be low B tier.
Okay, with
Or maybe
Ori.
middle. Yeah, with Ori, I would say probably like middle of B. I would say middle of B.
Okay.
Yeah. And then without her origin, this shit's fucking ass, bro. Like I can't even try to defend it. Like it's so bad. What's the lowest you can go?
I mean, I like to keep it between like D and S. And then if you actually think it's like the worst in the game or like bottom 3, then I would allow you to give it an F.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the absolute worst in the game, but the fact that it's a 3-minute class and it does like so little damage during the burst, it just feels so bad. If it was a 2-minute, then it'd be fine. Which, by the way, once this class becomes 2-minute, like once every class becomes 2-minute, they're actually not touching luck of the draw at all. Like the cooldown's going to 2 minutes, but then the damage is staying the same.
Okay.
Which I think
W?
speaks, yeah, a big W, but I think it speaks a lot about how shit this class,
How
this
bad
like
it is
skill
right
was.
now.
Yeah. Oh, I guess also this is so important, and I got tilted the other day, but so Phantom has our decks, right? And then every time that I use or that I stack up my 40 cards, and the little deck gets like flushed out, you get a buff. I don't know if you saw like card that like shined right above my head. So you get a buff that lasts around like 50 to 60 seconds. And they're all shown right here.
It's random, right? Which one you get?
It's random, yes.
Yeah.
It's random which one you get. There's clearly only 2 that are extremely good. You can make a case for endurance card to be good. But like, for example, if I'm farming and I roll the drop rate card, you can turn your marks into either auto or manual. And what that means is that like if I put it on manual, if I reach 40, the deck doesn't get dealt. So I can hold my buff until it runs out. And then once I'm like, I don't care about it anymore, I can switch it to like auto, and then it'll get dealt out.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're grinding, you can keep, the 10% drop. And then if you're bossing, you would never do this, by the way. If you're in a boss, you never hold the buff. You want to have this on auto because it's a lot of damage that you're missing out.
Yeah.
But there are going to be cases where like if you're in a boss, you might get saved if you roll the drain card, because I mean 1% of your max HP when you're attacking, it's a lot, especially for like a hurricane class. So if you think about like bowmasters and how they heal, like it's pretty absurd.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then the same thing applies for your burst. So your burst also has an independent set of cards that you can roll. And you basically for this have 2 out of 5 odds to roll FD. And I ran Hard Limbo a couple of days ago, and in a 30-minute fight, I literally rolled it once. So that was pretty fucking unlucky. But yeah, so after you burst, and I'll use Lamore so you can see how it goes from 80 to 160. See, like right there, I get 60, 160. After the buff ends, it'll roll a card. And see, I didn't even fucking get FD. But yeah, that's also random. But you can get 6% FD. Or you can roll the black card, and it gives you every single buff out of the 4 cards.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are pretty, like rolling the black card is actually pretty useful. So if you think about like loaded, for example, like the damage taken and the abnormal resistance, it's pretty good. You get stun less if you get hit by attack. The amount of time that you're like in that stance and are unable to move, it's a lot shorter, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I bitch about the skill every time because the buff should come out at the beginning, not at the fucking end, bro. Because what the fuck am I doing after my burst is over with 6% FD? But yeah. Sorry, I derailed a little bit from
No,
the
you're good,
rating
you're good,
conversation.
You're good. You're good. This class is good for gamblers. We got a little RNG in
it is.
there. Good
Yep.
good for the gamblers. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the off burst a little bit more.
Okay.
So if you just want to maybe go through it again, what your off burst rotation looks like. You have like a couple skills. Well, you have a lot of stuff that has like short cooldowns that can be skipped. And then you're also playing Kant, right? So I guess just like walk us through what you're thinking about actively while you're like attacking a boss for DPM.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's say, let me think about this. Okay, so let's say that I just bursted, right? So I used AB and Lemore, and I used my 30s and then everything else. So let's say that my like DPM starts here, right?
Okay.
So basically you hold down your Hurricane, throwing out your Ace every time it comes up. You know, it usually most of the time it'll line up with Kant. If that's the first like, I just skipped Tempest again. That's the first like skill that hits the boss. Most of the time it'll line up. See, like right there, it's lining up again.
Yeah.
And then I'm using Rift and Phantom Smoke every time they come off cooldown. Same thing with everything else. And basically, like, as you're doing all of this, you have to be wary of like where the boss, like if there's like any attacks. Would it be more helpful if I go into like an actual boss? I feel like it would.
Yeah, you can if you want, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do that actually. I feel like it would show more of like the actual fight. I'll go into Saren. That might be a little bit of a shit show, but I think there's a lot going on in Saren, so I feel like it'll show my kit pretty well. Okay.
You don't need attack speed +1, right? Because like most of your
Nope.
stuff is Hurricane.
Yeah, no, you don't need it. So attack speed helps the wind up. So like if you think about like me throwing Ace or like using all my other abilities, the wind up helps. Like the attack speed will help the wind up, but if I'm just doing this and holding Tempest, like you're getting no benefit at all from attack speed. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna go into Saren. Fuck, I'll go into Extreme. Okay. So let me put on with him. Okay. Into Saren. And then I guess I can just burst. Since I'm not really doing much.
In a moment.
Let's say I'm bursting. I use Lemore, right? So that it gets the 160.
Yeah.
Bind. Go this. Run Tempest. And then from here on out, I'm just looking at my CDs and the boss. And you're trying to move and dodge as much as you can.
Not your day.
While also weaving in your skills.
Okay.
Within like the pockets of time. So like, maybe you can't see it because I have my animations on. But I'm trying to like basically just dodge everything that she's throwing at me while pressing every like CD skill that I have.
Yeah, as soon as you can.
As soon as you can, yeah.
Do you
right there,
do you
like the Phantom?
actually just press your cooldown skill, like even your 30 seconds, like actually as soon as you can, or are you trying to make sure that they're also lined up inside the Kant window?
In a real Boston scenario, no. If a Phantom tells you that they're always doing that, they're lying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a thing. But you kind of do want to make sure that you're using your Kant for your burst though. So that's pretty bad. So if my burst is coming up and I know that Kant is about to like die, I'll usually hold my burst until Kant comes back up.
Okay.
But yeah, basically like, yeah, dude, I just go through like my entire rotation of like skills and I try to just like not get hit by shit.
Yeah.
And Phantom has a lot of like mobility. And then we also can still heal, which is, by the way, in my opinion, a lot more broken than whatever iframe mobility we have.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like heal is just like this skill is just way too good. You know, like you basically get like a second potion. That just gets you to like max HP.
Okay.
So
Wait. Let me ask you a question. So
yeah.
if you have all 4 cooldowns available, like right now you haven't pressed them in a while, you have all 4 available. What's your
Yeah.
priority order?
So if I'm in this position, I'd probably so she doesn't have Phantom's Mark stacked, right?
Uh-huh.
And I only have 4. What I would do is so staple, you always throw ace first. Always. You
Okay.
always throw ace first. And because she doesn't have like Phantom's Mark stacked, I would probably just use Tempest.
Okay.
And then Phantom's Mark into Rift Break.
Okay.
That's usually what I do.
If you had if she had the Phantom's Mark on her, like if it was available, would you press that first
Yes, I
or
would.
yeah, first? Okay.
Yeah, I would press it first just because it is a longer like cooldown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely press like those 2 first, and
Okay.
then like weave in Tempest after those 2 go off. Yeah.
Okay.
What else was I gonna say? Okay, so mobility, or I guess
Well,
no, that's one of the things that you're gonna.
Yeah. We'll go over the rest of it. So, if you had to, you can. I mean, you can stay in here if you want. You can also back out. But
Yeah.
if you had to rank the classes off burst performance compared to other classes, where would you put the DPM?
So for this one, I might get some hate, but I think Phantom's like DPM is actually like extremely good, especially like if you know the mechanics. Like, bro, you can stick to the boss, like just ducking and like dodging shit. Whereas other classes, they have to like stop attacking and like move and stuff. So
Wait,
like,
can you duck
if
while you're using your hurricane skills?
you can't,
okay.
unfortunately. Yeah, but like right there, or I guess never mind. I was gonna talk about something, but that's still mobility. So if I had to rank my DPM, let me think. So on paper, and I want to make the distinction because I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Fuck no." On paper, obviously, like Phantom's like damage output is not that high.
Yeah.
But if you actually know what you're doing, dude, and you know like the mechanics of like a boss, bro, like you can output better damage with your DPM than like more than half the roster
Okay.
of like classes in the game. So for DPM, I would actually say high. I wouldn't say it's A. I don't think it's A for sure, but I would say it's probably like a high B, if not like middle of the pack B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So solid.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Solid. And then the origin is also decent. The origin burst
Yeah.
is also decent. It's really just your 3-minute burst that kind of sucks, but hopefully it'll be more balanced after the 2-minute changes overall.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Overall, hopefully.
Okay. Okay, so B for off burst, B for origin burst, but like bad, like almost F for normal non-origin burst.
Correct. Yeah.
For now.
For now. The M4 and M3 help out a little bit our burst and make it not that bad, but I still think for a 3-minute we should be dishing out a lot more damage than what we currently are. Yeah.
Yeah, 3-minute burst is a long time to wait. It should be a lot of damage. I agree.
Yeah.
For every class. Okay,
Yeah.
do you want to talk about the mobility now? Let's get into it.
Yes.
Do you want to
Okay.
show it off in the fight? Do you want to show it off outside of the fight? What are you thinking?
I can show it in both. I think for the boss fight it might be better. Just
Okay.
because like it can really like I can really show it here. So like for example, Phantom has like a TB skill, right? Which is this.
Uh-huh.
You can actually use it while ducking. So if I'm ducking here, I can just keep using it and I'm ducking.
Okay.
So like the banana.
Wait,
like,
is your character technically still ducked while you're pressing it?
as I come out of the animation, no, as you saw there, like the end of the banana got me. But like if I completely like dodge the banana, I can use it while I'm ducking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your character doesn't stand up first from where they are.
Yes.
It teleports first and then stands up.
And then stands up. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So that TP is like pretty good, and it's very quick in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's very reactive. You kind of for the most
And it's a back
like,
step.
part. And it's a backstep, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So for the most part, like if you're like using it in like a lot of cases, you do have to like turn if you're trying to like dodge, like right there. So you have to turn. If I'm DPMing,
Yeah.
you have to like turn the other way and then use it.
Yeah.
But still pretty good, like nonetheless.
And there's no cooldown
And
on it.
then and there's no cooldown on it. Absolutely, yeah. The next skill, which I think it's extremely good on Phantom, it's called Shroud Walk. And this skill is in our beginner tab actually. So it's right here. And it's basically it's kind of like it's a TP, but it's got 3 stacks. So here's how it looks like. Let me just die really quick, and then I can show you. Okay. So when I press it, you see how it has like directional keys on it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can press this a total of 3 times before it goes on cooldown.
Okay.
You can press it once and then leave cooldown, and then the cooldown will be shorter. Every time you press it, it'll extend the cooldown by 1.5 seconds. So the max it'll be on cooldown for it's like 4.5 seconds to like 5 seconds.
Okay.
It looks kind of silly, but like, bro, if I'm like let's say that the boss just dashed, I can get to Saren like super quick.
Yeah, okay.
So it's very, very quick. You do have to like adjust your settings on your PC though for this. There's like a setting for like keyboard inputs, and you have to just move that all the way to like fast. That way you can just hold either left, right, up, or down, and then it'll just use all the stacks in Shroud Walk. But yeah, it's super good. It's a TP. I think it's extremely undervalued.
Wait, how fast does it go if you spam it?
If I spam it, here I'm gonna show you.
Like instead of holding, yeah.
So I just like spam the key, it'll go like that.
Okay, still pretty fast.
Yeah, it's super fast. So like in most like scenarios, bro, like if the boss like dashes to a corner, this skill will like definitely get you to where the boss is, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are for mobility. You could count Phantom's Mark as a mobility skill if you wanted to. But I think that pretty much covers the mobility of Phantom. It's predominantly those two, and obviously you know the fact that it's a hurricane skill, like a hurricane class. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like, you know, dodge and like attack as you're doing the boss.
And you have flash jump and up jump as well.
Yeah. So you have 2 flash jumps, and then for
oh
some
yeah, because you're a
reason,
thief, right?
Yep. But
Oh,
our
yeah.
up jump is only 1. So if I were to dodge this up jumping, I'm still gonna get hit by it.
Yeah.
I can't use another.
Yeah.
It's not like Nightwalker, you know.
Yeah.
Nightwalker they get everything. So yeah, so I think mobility for this class it's really, really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. Do you have any like air stalls or anything for like vertical? Mobility? No.
Only blink. Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but
So the
Shroud Walk
the
can go
horizontal
up.
mobility is kind of crazy.
Yeah, horizontal mobility is really, really good, and then Shroud Walk can go up. So if I go to, you're doing blind prog on culling, right?
I mean, I know nothing about that fight yet.
Okay, let me go to another boss then. That also has like platforms and stuff here. So if I go into slime, the mobility to go up is super fast too.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, with that,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
teleport skill. Okay.
Yeah,
and you
with
can use
Shroud
that
Walk is, like,
all,
actually super
all
fast.
4. Can you use that down as well?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can.
Okay.
So if I stand up here and this motherfucker doesn't charm me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just
super quick.
all 4 cardinal directions.
Correct. Yeah. That with Penumbra, I feel like it sets you up for success.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Okay. So what would you rank the mobility overall in this class?
I think if we had a better, so the only reason why I wouldn't give Phantom like top mobility is because we don't have any like air stalls, or like if we up jump, that's like basically it's like death. If you don't have blink, you're falling to your death. So I think because of that, I wouldn't rank it on the top, but I would definitely give it. And you said you rank up to S.
Yeah.
I would probably give it an A.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Solid. A solid. TP. It has no there's no aside from like your teleport, you have no front dash. So if you're trying to like just dash forward a little bit, you're reliant on turning around, right?
Yeah, I mean you have this skill called Reappear Wilt, but as you can see, it's very slow. So
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there's like 1 out of 10 like cases where this like
Well, there's
saves
probably
you,
like
but
noob phantoms that would use it because they're not used to like turning around to backstep forward yet.
they could, yeah. I used to use this like bro back in like when I used to try and solo Golux in like 2016, I would have used this to like dodge the breath mechanics. So you could.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll leave it as an A. I think it's pretty solid. You started talking about it a little bit, but let's get into the survivability. So like specifically your options and ability to stand inside of like attacks and stuff that would kill people otherwise, whether that's like shielding, healing, any kind of damage reduction you might have, iframes, class door, anything along those lines.
Okay. So I'll explain before I go into Lotus. So basically, Phantom has a door, which is called Final Feint.
Okay.
It's a pretty large cooldown. But yeah, it's basically a door, and I think it's very, very good because if you die, it gives you a couple of seconds of iframe, so 4 seconds of invincibility. And you
Okay.
can still move. So if I'm attacking and something one-shots me, it will not break my attack. So if I'm using Tempest and a leg and Lotus one-shots me, I'm still casting Tempest. But
Okay.
then Final Thing gets procced.
Does it go on cooldown when
so-
it procs or when you press it?
No, it goes on cooldown when it procs.
Okay. Okay.
So if I were to use it right now, it's still active.
Yeah.
So yeah, from a door perspective, I think this is superior to if you think about like Nightwalkers, for example, like it lets you sit. This is definitely like, a couple of steps ahead of that. From an iframe perspective, and here we go. So Final Cut, it's an iframe,
Okay.
but it's also one of our most important buffs. Now, Phantom does have like CD skip, so there are cases where you can skip it. Right there, I didn't, right? So like if I go into Lotus and I start bursting, I don't have an iframe, or I guess I don't have Final Cut for the next 54 seconds, right?
Yeah.
The next one would be Phantom's Mark, which, like I said, like you almost always wanna use your skills off CD, bro. Like holding out, in my opinion, Phantom's Mark for just the iframe alone is if you're like, I don't know, bro, if you're like min progging a boss and you don't feel like comfortable, like for example, I used to like hold Phantom's Mark sometimes on P3 for Black Mage when I was doing my solos because I wasn't comfortable enough like dodging like certain patterns. For those cases, like you can hold it, but like it's a pretty decent amount of damage in a full rotation, so you want to use these skills like off the rip, bro.
Yeah.
There are going to be cases where Phantom's Mark comes up and you need an iframe, so like that does line up, but it's not always. And then the next iframe that we have is our burst. So I can get hit during my burst, but then we take 15% less damage while I'm bursting. But the end animation of Luck of the Draw, it's an iframe.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice, right? Especially like thinking that we're a last resort class. It's nice that during your burst.
Wait, how long's the animation? Like.
It's so here. So if I'm proccing it, I can get hit. I can get hit. I can get hit. I can get hit. The moment that the card comes out, I'm on iframe. So I'm on iframe right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right there. That's the FD card, by the way.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
When we're on the boss. Nice.
When I'm just yapping. So Yeah, so that's another iframe, and then here comes Freud's. So have you had somebody that is a Freud's user come on?
I know what Freud's is. I don't know if we've covered it in any of the actual interviews though.
Okay, I can cover it if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so the way that Freud's works is, so first off, it's a 5th job skill, and then it's a skill that works off of stacks. It gets affected by skill cooldown reduction, meaning it's got a 30-second duration, and then every stack you can proc it 5 seconds earlier. So the buff itself lasts 30 seconds, but then the actual skill itself, you'll be able to go into the next stack 5 seconds, or at 25 seconds instead of 30. So you have like a little window to press it. But then skill cooldown reduction affects that time that you have to cast the buff. So if I press Freud's right now, I'll go into stack 1, and you can see that for me it's 19 seconds instead of 25. So basically the way that Freud's works is every time that you go into a stack, you get a buff. So stack 1 is skill cooldown minus 10%. Big for phantoms, right?
Yep.
The next time that you go into the next stack, it's not like you lose the first stack, it just keeps piling on top of each other. So if I go on stack 2,
okay.
I keep the stack 1 buff, and then I gain stack 2. That's why it's so important to not lose Freud's. So a lot of times, like, people will say Freud's is like very OP. The reality of the matter is, especially being a thief class, is it's actually kind of easy to lose your Freud's and just die, because if you're doing a like a DPM rotation, you're charging Freud's before you burst, right? Because you want to have you want to get to stack 5 before you burst, so that you have the boss damage, you have the all stat buff, which is stack 3, and then you have attack power, which is stack 4. So yeah, so it just keeps piling up, and then by the time you reach stack 6, that's when you get the 30 seconds of invincibility. Now you can min-max Freud's as much as you want. So like by the time that you hit like boss damage, you don't have to press the stack right away, right? You can kind of like hold Freud's until the last second and then press it, so that you're technically getting like a couple more seconds of the increase in damage, right?
Yep.
But basically, like, if I were to go into like Lotus right now, I would go in right now. Like, I wouldn't wait for stack 5.
Okay.
Because I want to min max like the uptime on the skill. So I would go in right now. I would press stack 5. If it goes through, and I lost it. GG.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah. Damn. Loading took too long. Lost Ark's open in the background.
I actually do have it open. That might have been why. But basically, you get the idea, right? You wanna go into the boss as you're about to go into stack 5, so that you're min-maxing the length of the buff. But yeah, in terms of like other survivabilities, like we talked about, right? We have like our deck. So like if I happen to roll the drain card, you can kind of be a little bit more greedy. So if I roll it at any point here, I can show it to you. Any second now. It's not happening. But see, like I can get hit by a lot of things, and then I can use heal, which is pretty fat. So like I can tank this, I can tank this, I can tank all the things that are falling, I can cast heal, keep attacking.
Oh, you have, yeah. You have heal because it's one of the skills that you steal.
Exactly. So that shoots my survivability like giga up.
Yeah. Okay.
Because dude, it's literally like a whole ass other potion, right? And you can play greedier too if you have heal, right? Like if I was playing this with like Spirit Blade, which gives me just like attack power, you probably want to play like a little bit safer, or you have to be more aware of like dodging shit. But if I have heal, bro, like you can just sit here and like tank a couple of things, like keep the damage uptime.
How long is the cooldown on heal?
I don't know exactly. It's 4 seconds, and then it gets reduced by every party member that gets affected. So if you and me were in this boss right now, and you had 99% of your HP, and I pressed it, it'd be 2 seconds cooldown.
Yo, what the hell? That's
and then if
broken.
there was It's bro, that's what I'm talking about, man. And people talk about like my iframes and shit, and it's like, bro, heal is like so much better. Because if you have 3 party members or more, and I can just sit there and spam heal, like it'll be up all the time. Oh, I skipped it right there, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So survivability on Phantom it's extremely good. I would even argue it's probably one of the best survivabilities in the game. See, like right there, I've rolled like drain card. So I can like, I got stunned, but I can like basically like stay attacking and like just keep tanking shit, and like my HP like will continue to like stay up. So yeah, survivability extremely good. We have about 4 iframes plus Freud's, and then heal, and then you know the drain card. It's really good.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So for survivability, I would actually rank this. Shit. You know what? The thing is, I think about like, you know, blood arrows, and then I'm like, maybe not an S, but I kind of do. I am a little bit inclined to give this an S on survivability. I think if I'm looking at like everything that you have, if Phantom deserves an S, it would probably be survivability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yep.
It's got like almost everything, right? Like everything on the list.
Everything.
It might not have like the best of everything on the list, but it still has everything.
Yeah, correct. Like, you know, the only thing that we don't have is like a mark that heals me on command, but like I said, like it's random and like it can happen, you know what I mean? So like
yeah. You don't have any over shielding that like would help you tank a 100% hit, but other than that, like,
I guess that would be the only thing. Correct. Yeah.
But other than that, you can tank like pretty much, maybe not everything, but a lot of stuff.
Correct. Yeah, and because like we're like a CD skip class, like you do eventually like skip Final Cut, so you get like an extra iframe. You saw me right there. I skipped like heal, so like that's another like, bro. It's if it can get crazy. Like if you get lucky with the CD skips, like you can stay alive for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just when you were like literally just yapping and just, I mean, a lot of that is because of your like mobility, but even when you're getting hit by stuff in Saren, your character's just like not dying. Whereas like mine, I get Gauge in Saren once and my character just dies while I'm stunned. Like there's nothing I can do about it. And you're just like ignore it, just yap through it and then heal at the end and you're good. It's actually insane.
Yeah. So like I would even argue that heal is a lot more OP than just having like straight up iframes.
That heal skill is crazy. Does it like full heal you pretty much?
Yeah, it's 100% heal. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's 100% heal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Okay. Let's move on and talk about the rotation again. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer for anyone who maybe like watches this video later. We got into like all of the stuff regarding this class's rotation, like pretty in depth during the burst part and the off burst part of the interview. So I'm not gonna make you go through all of it like specifically again, but if you just want to like quickly showcase the rotation, talk through what you're doing, and then for anyone who maybe didn't care about the survivability part and skipped the Freud's the Freud's explanation, if you can just talk through like pre-stacking Freud's or I guess like how you're using it in the middle of a fight as well.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do.
Oh, you know what else? You know what you actually should start with right now, because you haven't talked about it at all, is your someone said your skill loadout. So like your Phantom has the ability to steal skills from other classes, right? So if you could go over that part real quick, because we haven't talked about that at all yet.
Okay. So this is the big gimmick of Phantom, right? Just like stealing skills. And you can steal skills from every Explorer class in the game. But there's a catch. So the catch is that every skill that you steal is going to be quote unquote nerfed. So it's either going to do less damage, it's going to have a higher cooldown, it's going to have less of a duration. Take your pick. It varies depending on the specific skill itself.
Okay.
For bossing, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I would say like you pretty much don't really pivot that much when you go into a boss. So standard loadout would be dark sight from any thief explorer that you would take. Pretty useful to like dodge any debris. If you're in black mage, so in P1 those like lasers that like one shot you if you walk through them.
Yo, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've actually never learned P1 Black Mage because every time I've done it, we one burst it.
You just fucking one burst it. Okay. If you ever happen to see the lasers in black mage, dark side literally just walks straight through.
Okay.
You don't get hit by it at all. So it's a pretty OP skill to have. So you always want to have. I mean, you almost never use any other skills. There's a time back in the day, maybe we used magic guard for like more survivability, but like, nah, not anymore. For second job, you almost always want to take heal, and I'll explain why. So this layers into our third job skill, so cross search. So cross search, the way that this buff works is, if we kind of read it together, it gives me FD based on the amount of max HP that I have.
Okay.
So you don't have to be at 100% of your HP all the time, but if I start dropping percentage points lower than 50%, my FD that I'm getting from cross search will get diminished. And Phantom is a class that just gets it's just a class that revolves around FD, right? So like every buff that you steal, with the exception of like heal, dark side, it's to gain some sort of like damage boost. So like cross search gives me a lot of FD. Final cut gives me also a lot of FD. I think if you're looking at my character right now, I have 173 final damage. If I use cross search, which is a Dark Knight skill, I gain almost like 50.
Damn, okay.
And then if I use final cut, which is the dual blade skill, it goes to 363. So
okay,
we just like stack final damage, bro. Because like obviously like Phantom's like percent. That's why our percent damage is so low. And that's because like our final damage is just like extremely high, right? So it's quote unquote used to like balance the class around. But clearly they haven't been doing a good job about that. But yeah, like I was saying, so there are times where you can take Spirit Blade, which is a hero's class or a hero skill. Second job, obviously. And it just gives you like attack power. If I equip it really quick, it gives you and your party members plus 30 attack.
Okay.
It's pretty nice for bosses where you're not really gonna have to heal a lot. So like for my own purposes, like I use this a lot in like Ka Ling P1 and P2. I use it a lot in like Limbo, which is a boss where you're not really getting hit all that often. In a boss like Lotus, for example, I would argue that heal absolutely beats using Spirit Blade, because like some people will sit there and think to themselves like, oh, it's 30 attack, so it's more damage than heal. The reality is that like if you really think about it, having heal makes you greed more damage. So you can opt to have better uptime.
Yeah.
But then it also helps you to stay above the HP threshold of the cross search FD breakpoint, I guess. Basically, you just want to have as much HP percent as possible, above 50%.
Yeah.
So I would always recommend heal, unless you're doing like a pretty bursty boss or whatever. Then there are other options that you can take. Here's where we start getting into like buffing your friends and stuff like that. Which is what I talked about at the beginning of the video. So you can equip other like skills. So right now you can layer up. So for example, I can equip a second job skill in a third job slot.
Oh, okay.
But you can't equip a fourth job into a third job.
Yep.
So it's only going up, right? the way that like phantoms will buff parties and stuff is like they'll grab their second job skill. So like what I just did right now, I'll grab monkey magic, put it on the second slot, meditation, put it on the third slot, and then I'll grab combat orders and I'll put it on the fourth slot.
Okay.
Just to repeat it, since people are probably going to be looking at the loadout now, you can, if you're in a party with somebody else, you can be in the party, use additional buffs, leave the party, change your loadout, and then join the party again, and they will not lose the buffs. If a phantom is in the same party as you, and I unequip a buff that I'm giving to anybody in my party, the party member loses the buff. But if you do that trick of like leaving the party, swapping your skills, and then joining the party again, they get to keep the buffs. So that's a pretty neat trick to mention there. So then now the next thing is basically just talking about other like min-maxy things that you can use. So for example, when you're mobbing for your third job, if you have enough like damage where you know you don't really need to like sweat for the FD to one shot, you can steal roll of the dice from pirates. And the way that roll of the dice works is that it'll roll from 1 to, I believe, 6. I don't think it can
Do you
roll
get
7.
loaded dice or no?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So it's a very shafted version of all of this.
Okay.
So yeah, so basically,
If you want more RNG,
if you want to keep flipping barbecue sauce against 7-Eleven, like you literally it's just straight up gamba, dude.
yep.
But you can roll a 6 while you're mobbing and you get 30% more EXP.
Yep.
So that's a pretty neat trick. Shout out to Mr. Ken because he brought this to my attention. And then in terms of like the rest of the skills for fourth job, Final Cut, it's literally a staple. Like you don't grab, like Final Cut will always be in your loadout.
Yep.
And then you can kind of like play around with other things like Heaven's Hammer you steal from Paladins, and it's a pretty decent skill to use while you're mobbing. And then Cannon Bazooka, you take this from Cannon Masters, and it's also pretty good for mobbing. But the same logic applies, right? If you're funded enough where you can one-shot without all these FD stacking buffs, so without Cross Search and Final Cut, then it's very good to use those.
Oh, okay.
And the way that it works, I guess, since we haven't really shown that. So if I were to go to Genesis, where there should be a lot of explorers. Okay, right here. So the way that the loadout works is you get kind of like 2 skills. So you get skill swipe in your beginner tab,
Yep.
and then you get loadout here. So to take a skill, you basically use skill swipe, and it makes this like, I don't know, hourglass focus type thing. And then as you hover over every character, you'll see that it'll show their level and also the class that they are. Pretty obvious. It'll mark any what? The word just escaped my mouth. Any explorer class, it'll be just red, so you can't steal skills from like. So even if I
yeah, okay.
click on him, it'll just say, "Hey, you can't do that."
Okay.
But if you press on a Night Lord, then you kind of get access to all the skills that you're allowed to take. One of the biggest rants from Phantoms is that like we can't steal Shadow Partner. That'd be pretty good, but they patched that like immediately the moment the Phantom came out because it was very broken. But yeah, so basically you just click on a Night Lord or whatever explorer you're trying to steal your skills from, and you just press the skill that you want to take, and then if you have slots available, the skill will go in that slot. So if I press Lucky 7, it'll say skill stolen, and then it'll go in here.
Yep.
It's important to note that the skill will be as high as the person that you're stealing from. Now, this will almost never affect majority of people, because if you grab a main, most likely their skills are going to be maxed. But if you happen to steal something from like, you know, a new player or somebody that
Like a
had just,
fourth job skill from someone who just got their fourth job.
Yes, it's gonna be the level of that person
Yeah.
skill. So you want to make sure that you're grabbing skills from somebody that's completely maxed out, so that obviously you get the most money for your buck or whatever.
Yeah.
And then to remove from your loadout, you just right click and then you can delete it. To equip in your given job, you can either drag it or you can just double tap it.
Can you have more than one set of skills, or like is this window that we're looking at is the most you can have? So you can have 4 options for first job, 4 for second, so on, and like that's.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But you can, with your hypers, there is an option to increase the number of slots for your 4th job.
Okay.
So if I didn't have this, you'd only see 2 slots in here.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if you double tap it, the skill will go in, or you can just drag it. When you're bossing, obviously it's easier to just like tap it because it's more immediate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically how the loadout and skilling skills works.
Okay. Okay. Let me think.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
I don't know if I have anything else that I want to ask you to show off differently than you already have, because I feel like you've been very detailed about a lot of stuff so far. And honestly, like anyone who wants to know the rotation at this point, like I'm just going to be honest, just go back to the burst damage section and the off burst damage section, because he was really like, yeah, he was really detailed about not just the damage, but like, yeah, the whole rotation and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you to rank it for now. And then if I have any questions, if anything pops up, then I'll just ask as I need to later. So
For sure.
when it comes to, you already described how much you love this class, but in your like, this is fully biased opinion here. If you had to just to like rate this class in terms of how much fun you have when you're playing it, just the play style in general, how engaged it keeps you in a fight, what ranking would you give it personally?
Oh, S.
Yeah.
S for sure. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Just like that. Because it's not, except like I said, it's not extremely complex. You do have a lot of buttons that you have to keep like track of, but the fact that you can kind of like play with the kit around, and there's so many like different skills, it's very fun because it's basically like if I had to explain it, it feels like you have like a white sheet of paper. Like that's what it feels like to play Phantom. You can just do whatever because you have so many options, right?
Yeah.
So it's really neat. I do have to note though, the experience of playing Phantom dramatically changes depending on how set up your CD skip and then cooldown reduction is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's very. It's sort of like if you think about how important
So like
buff duration
on
is
Challenge
for mages.
World, it wouldn't. Would you say on Challenge World it wouldn't be great? Because like on Challenge World, I'm playing a Collie. I don't have any links, right? So I don't have the Mercedes, Legion block, right? I don't have the Mercedes Legion block, and I also, because I'm using the stupid item burn set, I don't have cooldown reduction on my hat, and I can't get it until I like can fully replace my set, basically.
Yeah, if somebody's thinking about doing Challenger World for any class that is cooldown oriented or buff duration oriented, I probably would like shy away from playing those classes.
Try not
in those
to.
servers. Yeah, because it's so different, dude. It's like night and it sounds like it's very like small of a difference, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about like 5, maybe 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Depending on the skill that you're looking at.
I
but, like,
definitely notice it.
Yeah.
As someone who picked a class that like is pretty reliant on a cooldown hat, I can definitely notice that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like I'm very much looking forward
to.
to replacing my set and like swapping off of Challenge World, so I have Meso to like actually gear my character up and whatever, because yeah, it doesn't feel particularly great.
Yeah, no, but like props to you, bro, for playing that shit on Challenger World.
Oh, bro, I don't know. I didn't even know. I was just like, this is the class I want to play, and I just locked it in. I didn't even think about it. Okay, let's talk about the difficulty of Phantom. Overall, what would you say is the most difficult thing for a new Phantom player to pick up the class? And then what do you think the difficulty level is on like a ranking of playing Phantom and getting to like an average performance?
Okay, so for a new player, I would probably rank it pretty high. Like I said, Phantom is a class that's very complex on the surface, but once you like kind of like understand how the mechanics work, it's pretty easy to grasp. But if you're a new player, bro, like, dude, you interact with the UI like no other class does. Like, if I'm mid boss, I'm swapping my hypers every mini burst. Like I literally, if somebody has seen me boss, like I have this thing up all the time because like I do my burst and then I swap to concentration, and then my mini comes up, I use it, and then I swap back to this, and then if you forget, bro, like that's GG. Like you're missing so much damage.
Okay.
But for like a new player that's like, you know, you don't really know which like skills to take, you don't know what's like good, you know what's bad, I would probably say it's pretty difficult. Especially because like, you know, there's so many cooldowns and you don't really know what to use first, and I think it's gonna get very overwhelming to play Phantom as a new player. So I would put it on A tier. If you're like a brand new player, you know, just downloaded the game, probably A tier. Not S, because I don't think it shouldn't live with like Cadena and like, you know, Blaster and all these like high APM like classes. Mo Xuan could also be up there, but I think at A would probably be a solid place to put it on.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yep.
Okay, nice and quick. Let's move on and let's talk about the support that it brings to a party. You covered a lot of the stuff that it can do for a party already, but if you just like go through any skills that buff your teammates or whether it's damage or defense or any kind of healing or utility of any kind, we'll just go through it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'll just breeze a little bit through this. So like obviously before you go into a boss, if you're partying with Phantom, you can kind of give them Monkey Magic. If you have any sort of like mage, you can give them Meditation, which is the counterpart of Spirit Blade. So this gives 30 magic attack.
Yep.
Spirit Blade gives you 30 attack power, and then Monkey Magic just makes you a little bit more tanky, gives you some speed, all stat, all around good buff. And then we give combat orders as well. So pretty decent buffs before you go into the actual boss. Now inside the actual boss, obviously it can either be a combination of Spirit Blade or heal. Both are great options. Spirit Blade obviously gives you 30 attack throughout the entire boss fight, which is pretty decent. Heal, I mean, you saw me, I literally can't die. So if I'm in a party with somebody else and I press heal and I heal them, the cooldown's just going to go down even further. So I think that alone makes me a really decent support for boss fights that are just chipping at you. So if you think,
does it
like,
full
Lotus,
heal like
everybody
in your party?
Everybody. Yep.
Bro.
It's everyone. And dude, if let me put it, okay, do you know in P2 Black Mage where like if you have a test and there's like eyeball that just ticks you?
Yep.
And it kind of gives you like darkness. Okay, so if everybody's standing under the eyeball, I can just hold heal and you will not see anybody's like HP drop from 90%. Like I'm just perma spamming it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think heal is really, really good. Less value with Fountain. Yeah, it does have less value with Fountain, but I still think that like Fountain is something that you have to like kind of go out of your way to go and grab, and then it can run out.
Does heal have a really large, like a really long range?
That's actually a good question. I feel like here, let's try it out. Let me join your party. Do you have full HP, by the way?
I have full HP right now, but I can like swap my gear set or something. And maybe it'll change. Is that how that works? That's probably how that works.
I don't think your HP will go down.
It went down.
But
Okay,
maybe use
wait.
like
Here? There.
Use like H. Okay, there you go. So here, let's try. So if I'm sending, I'll send kind of far-ish, and then I'll start walking close. So I think if I were to like eyeball it, I feel like it would work around here. Let's see. There you go.
Okay.
So a pretty decent distance, I would say.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I think heal is for sure like the biggest support that phantoms can give throughout the entirety of the boss fight.
Yeah.
And then like we talked about the FD, if I get lucky and you roll the 2 out of 5 odds, that can be pretty decent. And then it sort of like just dies down, right? Like
Oh, is
you
that for
could
your
make
whole party?
Yeah, so like right now if I tap
okay.
look at the draw
Yeah.
and you look at your screen, you should have gotten the endurance buff.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, you could make an argument to talk about how even if you don't roll the 6 FD, you know, the 2% over time of healing for HP and MP is pretty useful. Tree of Life, which is the one that I just rolled, it's 8% damage. It's 8% less damage taken, and then it also gives you status resistance. So like
the
stunts
cooldown,
and stuff
the
like
cooldown
that.
would be nice too for a lot of classes.
The cooldown would be fantastic. So like, you know, I think most people just think about FD.
RNG
right?
support. RNG support. I like it.
Yeah, just close your eyes and then get surprised.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Hunter x Hunter, that one kite guy. I don't know if you familiar with that guy, but it's a little bit how his ability works.
Yeah, chat knows what you're talking about, but I'm.
Oh no, I mean I don't watch that nerd shit either, bro. All good.
Yeah, no, me neither. I would never watch that stuff. Yeah, what?
No. Yeah, I heard that from a friend. So.
Oh, okay. Somebody else told you about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The only other thing, bro, and this is very niche. Again, if you have like other heroes, so like Evan, Lumi, and stuff like that, this applies for any other class though. We share our heroic memories.
Yeah.
But again, that's something that everybody has.
Dude, do not accept his chat invitation.
Dude, he was gonna say some crazy ass shit. Adam,
oh no, not that guy. We don't trust that guy anymore.
Nope.
Not after the Pathfinder incident. Okay, so what would what would you rank the support on this class overall?
So I would probably give it. I'm thinking, I don't know, my head went immediately to like B or C.
Oh, it's gotta be better than C.
Yeah.
For sure better than C.
Because I start thinking about like other support classes. And then I'm thinking in my head, like, where would you rank Kana? Where would you rank like all these other supports?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to like place Phantom somewhere in my head. But I think B. I think B for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like pretty good, yeah.
It literally has like this like solid buffs at the beginning of the fight, and then the healing, and then also I guess like RNG buffs, RNG offensive or defensive buffs every 3 minutes throughout the fight.
Yeah, hey, soon enough it'll be 2 minutes. 2 minutes, bro.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. RNG buffs every 2 minutes soon. I think it's not that bad. I've seen people rank their characters like B or A having less than that, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So not bad.
Yeah, because yeah, no, it's not bad. I try to think about like also like endgame content. A lot of things in endgame just like straight up one shot you.
Yeah, okay.
So I was trying to take that into account, but yeah, no, I think B is a pretty good spot to put it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about okay. I have been told that Phantom pre-6th job is like half a class. So let's get into that and talk about how your masteries change the way that the class operates.
Okay, so like many other classes, bro, yeah, like Hexa is like completely massive. Yo, W Reese. What the fuck? That guy was a Phantom, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So Hexa Importance, it's, I mean, without a doubt, I would probably say S.
Yeah.
For a lot of different reasons, not only for like what it means for the grinding of the class, so like mobbing specifically, but also just like straight up bossing and how our damage feels like in an actual boss.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of walk you through it a little bit. So let me, oh, you know what? Actually, this might be a point where the hell is this guy? He's not even on, I think. Okay, oh, there he is. Yo, Faded, don't move, dog. Don't you move. Hold on.
Bro, what is he doing here?
I don't know, bro. Okay, let me show you what old school Phantom was like for mobbing so that I can put it into a better picture. So let me go to...
I actually know exactly what you're doing because I had to do this to level my Phantom.
Oh, is that what you did? Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this mobbing for Phantom, it's just absolutely like hideous, right?
Yeah.
So like if you're a lower level Phantom and you can't, obviously I'm gonna one shot. But if you're not one-shotting,
Yeah.
you can't really, like, your options are very limited, right?
Yeah.
And Phantom also uses a lot of oh god, trios,
Boost, yeah.
mastery notes, yeah, boost notes. We use a lot of them, right? Because like for every skill that we can steal, there's an impeccable memory, and that scales all the way from second job to fourth job. So it's having impeccable memory 2, 3,
makes the skills you
and
steal
4.
stronger if you boost them. I see.
Exactly. So like we do use a lot of notes. There has been, I don't know if it's the case anymore, but there was a point in time where my Cardinal Burst did more damage than Pathfinder's Cardinal Burst by itself.
Yeah.
That's obviously not a case anymore because everything's boosted by Hexa, but you can deal some pretty good damage. But again, you have to be like very well funded in order to get creative with a lot of the rotations on Phantom. But if you're not, bro, go.
Well, I was gonna say, can you show off the because we're gonna talk about farming right after this. So can you show off the like the difference or the change that Hexa gives us for bossing specifically first, and then we can talk about like the Hexa, because Hexa changes your farming as well, right? Yeah. So we'll talk about the farming part of it at the end and just kind of overlap.
Okay, let's do that. So, I guess I could have stayed on that map to show you
What the hell
this.
was that?
Okay, so here's how our old mobbing used to look like. This is the skill.
Yeah.
This is how Phantom used to mob back in the day. And this is Tempest.
Uh-huh.
So a couple things to know, okay? The first one is that melee, which is our hurricane skill, it's extremely small.
Uh-huh.
And then Tempest has a longer duration. So without Hexa, it's 5 seconds, and it doesn't start at full like rank. You see how it's like it goes from like little to like really
it's
big.
ramping. Yep.
Yeah, it ramps up. So Hexa's pretty big for like just bossing alone, just because like, bro, like, okay, like memorize the size of melee.
Uh-huh.
And now like just look at this. Just wait for me to go down. There we go. And now like like the difference is like pretty massive, right? And then Tempest goes from 5 seconds to 3, and it's max range immediately upon cast.
Oh, like how long you're holding it for? 5 to 3. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll last 3 seconds. So if you think about like really DPMing and maxing your damage, being able to do more damage in less time at max range immediately, it's just straight up a damage boost. Aside from just like the damage increase on the skill itself. So it's huge for your DPM. And then obviously melee gets bigger, but then we also get what you noticed just now, which is you can swap between a bossing and mobbing.
Oh,
So
damn. Okay.
if I press the mobbing one, it's even bigger
Okay.
than the bossing. So this is what unlocks like real farming as a phantom after 6th job. And the range is it's phenomenal, bro. Like you literally feel like an actual class instead of
That's
having
not
to
a
do,
hurricane
like,
skill anymore.
it's not.
Yeah, okay.
So you kind of have to switch between the two. So if you look
Yeah.
at like how sad this shit looks, bro, compared to like this,
Yeah.
it's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then other skills, obviously like our origin, it's a pretty neat skill. I think animation wise, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It leaves this like, domain kind of thing in the map, and then it drops cards every now and then that attack. I won't go ahead. I guess I'll show you. We're talking about farming, but I guess just to show you like the attack that it does, it'll drop these like cards
Oh, okay.
on the mobs and on the boss as well. And then the next set of masteries that we get are our marks, which is pretty straightforward. It's that red card that just shoots out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Rose and then L'Amour. So Rose is our hyper. So I'll show you this one as well, the difference. So this is the new one.
Yep.
Okay. And then if I unequip that one, it should revert back to the old. Okay, yeah. And then this is how Rose looked before. So clearly there's a lot of nothing going on. It's a lot smaller of a range.
Yeah.
And it's also a lot less damage. But then the other portion of our M4 is L'Amour, which is quite significant in the amount of damage that we do. And it doesn't stack with our marks. So like if I use, I guess I can't show it here. If I were to use L'Amour on a boss, it's not like I'm dishing out double amount of cards. It's just L'Amour that's going out. So once the 80 cards of L'Amour are used, then the regular deck starts going. It's not like you get double cards, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, I mean, I feel like that pretty much covers it. You get Ace boosted, Luck of the Draw gets boosted, and then Rift Break and Phantom's Mark also get boosted, which are pretty good for our DPM. So yeah, I think Hexa Importance definitely an S.
So it's like a lot of damage overall, but it's also just like
quality of life.
Yeah, like huge quality of life.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Does anything in there like change your play style at all? Like are you more or less pressing buttons in the same order that you would be pressing them in if you were not 6th job and didn't have masteries unlocked?
I'm pressing more buttons now because of this.
Yeah, okay.
So pre 6th job, I wasn't really using Rose at all.
Oh, like, okay.
I don't have the numbers and I've never ran it, but bro, using Rose without it being boosted, it just feels
the boost makes it actually usable.
Bad. Exactly, yeah. So like I would never use Rose. If you're bossing and you're not 6th job on Phantom, I would never recommend someone use that skill.
Okay.
So I guess you start using Rose, but then you also get an extra skill which goes hand to hand with AB. So it's not really like a difference in rotation, but it's just like one more button to press with AB.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, W. So, moral of the story is, if you're gonna play Phantom, hyperburn it.
Yep.
Don't play that shit at 5th job. That's what everyone keeps telling me. Like, actually, since I downloaded this game, everybody says do not play this shit at 5th job.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I'm very biased because I played it like very funded. If you are funded enough, farming it's just completely fine, bro.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah.
I can show it.
Yeah, I mean, just get into it then. Let's just start talking about the farming. So, usually what I specifically ask people, you you can talk about what it's like farming in 5th job a little bit if you want, but specifically what I ask is like, what's it like farming at like the beginning of 6th job? So, like if you have Janus 0 or Janus 1, and then maybe just like masteries unlocked.
Okay, let's do that. So, off the rip, Phantom is one of the classes that benefits the most of Janus because we are so stacked up with FD. Our Janus will naturally do more damage than a lot of other classes. And you know, this obviously applies to if you think of like Hero, which also like stack a lot of FD, Dual Blade, classes like that. We have a much easier time one-shotting, quote unquote, with Janus and also with or the shower than any other class.
Okay.
So that's I think that's important to note. But just like raw farming, I'll talk about 5th job first.
Okay.
So I don't think it's that bad. And the reason why I think that is
if you have Pathfinder skills.
Yeah. No. So if even if you don't use Pathfinder skills, there's different ways for you to like one shot somewhat efficiently or like clear the map efficiently. So like for example, you know how I talked earlier, and I'm gonna do this so I don't die.
Yep.
I talked earlier about being able to steal like other classes abilities to farm.
Yeah.
So Phantom can get very creative, and unfortunately I don't have Arrow Blaster to show that. If somebody can pull up with a Bowmaster, I can show it really quick. But you can get extremely creative with your rotations, and that kind of enables you to try out different like map layouts that other classes don't have access to. Which is it is a plus, you know, like if you're trying to grind on a Sunday where every map is taken, you can maybe get creative and do some wild shit on a different map. But pre-5th job, you can like FMA, so like Heaven's Hammer, which is from Paladin, like has a pretty wild range, right? And then you can CD skip it. So if you do that plus like your like Pathfinder skill, let me turn this off. Where are the okay, there it is.
You got a Bowmaster there too.
Oh, there he is. Okay, W.
Thank you, Bowmaster.
Yeah, thank you. I'll do that. And then let's take Arrow Blaster. Thank you. W. Okay. So here's where like the funding starts getting in the way, right? So like for example, like you could use Arrow Blaster, but even with the amount of damage that I do, oh, it didn't get placed. Okay, see, even with the amount of damage that I have, and I'm on bossing, bro, it's not one-shotting.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's because like the placement of Arrow Platter does less than if I was the one holding it.
Yep.
But still, like, I mean, you could like do weird stuff like place Arrow Platter up there, maybe do like this here, and then like swap between Heaven's Hammer and then one of your 5th jobs, like Rift Break. Clears like a pretty decent chunk.
Okay.
So like if you're funded, you can get very creative. This is like a pretty enclosed map, right? But then if you go to a map that's maybe a little bit more I keep forgetting. There was a map here where you just TP farm. Oh, I think that might have gotten changed though. Dang it. Oh no, you know where it was? Hold on. Is it 6? Might have been top deck 8. It's one of the top decks. Okay, it's top deck 6. So in here, I don't remember exactly the rotation, but it was something like you literally just do this.
Yeah.
And then you place like a summon up here. And then you literally just drop up and down, go up with Trout Walk, and then wait again.
Oh, okay.
So like if you have the option, right, and maps where like you can use teleports and stuff like that, like within the Arcane River, I don't know. Oh shit.
So you have a lot of options for like more active farming because of your wide variety of skill options.
Yes. Yep. Like you can really get creative and like bust out a rotation out of like nowhere if you really have to.
Is there like a really lazy for like lazy phantoms? Is there like a really solid lazy farm rotation that like is kind of a go-to? Early Grandis?
Early Grandis,
Or
let
is
me
most of it
see.
like a little bit more on the active side?
It's a little more on the active side, because you kind of like once you unlock like Grandis and you get like everything level 1, you kind of just start running with melee.
Okay.
So like everything kind of just like really just becomes you like
You're just jumping around and just yeah, okay.
yeah, and like using your skills. So it gets a little bit active.
Yeah.
I think the chillest it can get is like like you stand like I feel like Janice kind of like changed the game in
Yeah.
a way where like a lot of classes could just sit in one place.
Yeah.
Like if I were to just like I don't know, like do something like crazy like this, maybe you can just like stay in one spot
Yeah.
and like throw ace, and then ace would kill like the stragglers.
Okay.
So like it can vary, but that's a plus of the class, right? Like you can just literally come up with any rotation for farming that you can or
Yeah.
that you can think of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of options. What overall would you rank the farming on Phantom?
Okay, so taking into account pre-6 job, I would rank pre-6 job maybe like I would maybe say a C
Okay.
for like pre-5th job.
But like early 6th job? If we take into
Yeah.
account like having like Janus 1 and like your all of your masteries like level 1 unlocked.
Yeah. If then you pair it up with 6 job, I would honestly say I would go as far as saying A, just because of like Janus hits so hard.
Yeah.
You don't run into any issues. Like if you put your ball in like one place, like your ball is gonna one shot no matter what,
Yeah.
So I think it clears a lot of like awkward spots, because like if you take into account Janus and then also like Urda Shower, like you do cover a pretty large like area of the map. So I would probably say A.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
6 sub. Yeah.
Okay, solid.
Can
Solid.
Phantom use Dusk? Yes, they can. They can.
So between Dusk and then you have like cards that kind of just like randomly shoot out at stuff, and then you also have a couple skills that kind of just like track stuff. You have a lot of like options to clean up stragglers if
Yeah. You
if
have
your
so
skills
many,
are
dude.
missing or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Like if there's like if a rotation starts and you throw ace takes a while to like go away, right?
Yeah.
So like if there's mobs that I'm not killing or that shower misses, like either my cart or ace will clean up.
Yeah.
So like it's actually like very free.
Yeah.
But it's not like Bishop where you can just put like a bunch of like summons and literally stay in one spot and press a button like every 2 seconds, or
Yeah.
like Demon Slayer or like Nightwalker farming with like Shadow Bite.
All those broken AFK classes, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Specifically,
Fucking
you guys,
losers.
definitely not me. Okay. Last section. Let's just show off all the animations of the class. Usually people like you did it a little bit already, but usually people have been asking to see what the skills look like 5th job, pre-masteries, and then what they look like once you have your masteries.
Okay. Let me go to Dojo and I can show that.
I think it's probably worth mentioning that, like, before he even gets into it, that the animations on this class are probably like one of the biggest reasons to play it.
Yep. Without a doubt, bro. You're
It
definitely
looks-
not playing Phantom because of the damage.
It looks so sick.
Yeah. Whatever level, doesn't matter. Okay, there he is. Okay, so pre 6 job. Let's take that out. Take that out. Okay. So this is what pre 5th job would look like.
Uh-huh.
Then I guess I throw ace, this. I throw rosé. Use tempest. And then you use melee.
That tornado and that melee is so sad, bro.
It's actually depressing, bro. Once you have like 6 job, it's just like
Even like your passive cards that are coming out, right? Those look way better with mastery.
yeah. Yeah. These are.
Wait, the sound effects are even worse, bro. Oh no.
Oh no! Wait, no, dog. Like, actually, the sound effect of melee, I really like, dude.
Okay, maybe with mastery, but this is this is dinky as hell.
Bro, Tempest is just that. Like, this shit's so bad, dude.
That's bad. The sound is
And,
so
like,
bad. Oh my god.
Rosé is like god awful, bro. Like, this shit doesn't even target like the boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look at all these. They're not doing anything over here.
All right, put these masteries on and then let's see it.
Okay. Then this is.
I love a good trick.
Yeah, see, there we go.
Yeah.
There
Yep,
we
yep,
go.
I'm gonna do
That's
a-
the character
I'm
that
gonna
we
do a
signed
quick
up
burst.
for.
Yes, sir. All right. We do.
Peace.
It doesn't matter.
Damn. Look at all the cards. Holy
Yup.
shit. My grandfather's deck has no pathetic cards.
So- yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yu-Gi-Oh
Rosé looks
fans
so
are for
nice.
sure playing this class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this class is
Um,
sick. All right, so what do you rank these animations? Biased opinion.
I mean, dude, you already know where this is going.
Yeah,
S.
I know.
Yeah. All the way up at S.
He's only been playing this class for 17 years for a reason. Okay, it hasn't been 17 years,
Yeah.
but it's been pretty close.
Yeah, you know, like 12, 13.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a long time. Damn, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. Well, with that, that's all I got for you. Usually, we have a couple questions that I'll let Chad ask at the end that almost always comes up. We can go through them real quick because a lot of this stuff we already talked about a little bit already. I say a lot of this stuff. There's really just one question that I want to ask. Oh, I guess there's two. Okay. One, how is the class changing with 2 minutes patch? Good, bad?
Really, really good. So I think just to throw some FD numbers out there, with M3 and M4, Phantom got about 15 to 16% FD increase.
Okay.
And with the 2-minute changes, we're getting between 11 and 12% FD.
Okay.
Obviously the class is going to change for the better, not just because of the damage, but then technically we're going to become, like, our support's going to go up a little bit more. Because, you know, if you think about luck of the draw, we have more chances of rolling FD
Yep.
in a boss fight than currently. So that's
And more
gonna,
uptime
you know,
on it, right?
Yep, it's
Yeah.
gonna be in more uptime, correct? So it's gonna be actually like pretty like massive for us. I think what it will do though for sure is it'll continue to like shrink your window to play the class optimally. Like, you want to make sure that you're proccing everything off CD because your burst window just got like 60 seconds shorter, or 60 seconds faster. So if you think of like terms and conditions or like Lemoore and stuff, like, you just have to be like on top of everything. But I think like for sure 2 minutes it's an amazing like thing for the class, especially because we're a con class.
Yeah. Okay.
So you don't have to like, yeah.
Okay. W. Next question is, what inner ability do you aim for?
Okay. So you might find people with a different opinion than me. So
Okay.
there's in reality, there's 3 staple lines, right? So there's boss damage, cooldown skip, and then damage to abnormal or damage to monsters with abnormal status.
Uh-huh.
So some people will argue that CD skip is better. I'm from the school of thought that boss damage on first line is actually better, primarily because obviously the 20 boss applies to your entire kit. So as we continue to get more like skills and like we're missing so much on the Hexa matrix, I think it's better for future proof, but also I already have enough RNG on my kit, dog. I don't want to keep adding more. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, fair enough.
If you run CD skip on your first line and you run Culvert, you might hit, just to throw some numbers out there, you can get 100 points or you can get fucking 300. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
So I personally run boss on the first line. And then for my 2 unique lines, it's abnormal and CD skip.
Yeah.
But then again, some people will run. I have on the 3rd page. It's not min maxed, but it would be 20 boss or 20 CD, 10 boss, and then 8 abnormal.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Somebody asked, do the stolen skills that you get from other adventurers gain the visual upgrade from the other classes Hexa from their masteries, or do they stay the same always for you?
They stay the same. So the clearest example is the clearest example is like Pathfinder's Cardinal Burst.
Yeah.
So their Cardinal Burst gets, I think it gets like enhanced in 4th job. So even if you steal Cardinal Burst from another class or from a Pathfinder who is 4th job and has that skill leveled, you're still just gonna see the 2nd job. Yeah, so they remain the same.
Okay, yeah, that's what I would have guessed. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it, brother.
Hell yeah!
Thank you for the very, very detailed and very insightful. I don't even know how long it was, but that was more information than I ever could have hoped for. So
no, I
absolute W.
I'm glad it was a lot. Yep. I think a lot of people don't play Phantom, but I kind of make it an effort to explain and like show the different things, because I do 100%. Think Phantom is like super fun to play, dude.
Yep.
But then some people like obviously don't know all the things that Phantom can offer.
That's like the big reason that I'm doing this, and it's a lot of the feedback that I've gotten is people say like, tier lists are cool, but seeing an actual main who's like passionate about the class actually talk about it and like explain why it's good or why it's not good and what it is good at, like where it does excel, is so much better than someone just being like, yeah, this class is D tier, someone who doesn't even play it. So yeah, so this is great. The last thing, I know I sound like a broken record, but the little things that you were describing that you were getting really excited about throughout like the class's rotation and like why you like playing it, once again just push me even further into trying to get you to lock in Arcana as your next Lost Ark class, because you are going to love it, bro. Like the things that you like about this class are like that, but like times 10. I'm telling you, you're gonna become the fucking Arcana goat. Like I can already sense it.
Okay. I'm gonna make. Do you get a second?
Yeah.
I think. Do you get a second burn for Lost Ark right now?
No, you can buy one, but
oh, shit. Yo, anybody wants to fund?
I mean, you can get a quick swipe going.
Shit, we might have to, but no, dude, it'll be in the books. But man, I can talk Phantom for fucking hours,
Yeah. All right, bro. Well, I will let you go. We took up more than enough of your time. Get back to your rates and get back to your blind prog. I don't know when you guys are going back in, but you got work to do.
Yep. Yo, I'm gonna be number 1 striker soon, and then Arcanist, by the way.
Arcana after. Yeah.
Yep. All right, brother.
All right, man.
Thanks
Thank you.
So much,
Thank you. You're the goat. We'll talk soon.
All right. Peace.
Yep. Later, bro. Fermo the goat. Fermo the phantom goat. That class has a lot more going on than I thought. 6 job actually makes it a class. That shit is sick. That shit is actually sick. Like, I don't know. Having a lot of short cooldowns that you can line up inside of a con once you get it, you know, assuming that you're new. Yeah. There's just like all the RNG and shit. I don't know about you guys. I love RNG in my characters. I love RNG in my characters. I get so bored of like pressing the same buttons in the same order over and over and over again, and like getting the same buffs at the same time. Like, sure, if it's a complicated class, it's fine, but I get so bored of just doing the same thing over and over and over again and just having it be so stale and whatever. I think this class is really cool. I've really been wanting to play one of these literally since it came out. And also, like, I love the you guys know I love the whole like magician card whatever style of class.
Cat eat.
So yeah, I don't know. I think Phantom's really cool. I think Phantom is a super fucking cool class. Anyway, if you guys are watching this on YouTube and you made it all the way through, I hope this helped you decide whether or not you're going to make one or not going to make one. I think the biggest takeaway from this whole thing is that 6 job is super, super, super important on this class. Don't write it off until you've had a chance to actually play it with masteries at 260 with Origin, stuff like that. But also, you know, keep in mind that if you're going to play it, you have to kind of get it all the way there to like really commit and whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching. That was a long one. I hope you enjoyed, and go check out Fermo. Yeah, he streams on Twitch. Yeah, he's super handsome. You're probably going to want to go over there and check it out. Just take my word for it. Just trust me. All right, love you guys. See you in the next one. Peace.